Hey everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome back to another episode of Literally What, your weekly podcast where pop culture, true crime, and internet chaos have you saying literally what is going on. We have so much to catch up on. I feel like the summer has really ramped up. I have a few life updates. My first very exciting one is I am going to be a volleyball coach again. I coached in high school. I coached a little bit after college and wanted to get back into it. So I am now Coach Taylor to you. Totally kidding, but super excited for that. That's going to be so much fun. And I'm excited for the opportunity. I love working with younger girls. I love the sport of volleyball. I think it is, I am biased, but I think it's the best sport in the world. I love volleyball so much, and I love coaching it, and I love seeing other girls learn to love the sport as well. And I think that sports in general are just so important, and it just really grows you as a person. I grew up doing volleyball pretty much my whole entire life, and being part of a team really does, I think, help mold you into being a really great human being. So I'm excited for that. Very excited to get back into my coaching shoes. I definitely though it's so funny with me coaching because I just cannot be mean. It takes a lot for me to, number one, I don't think I've ever raised my voice coaching before, and I don't think I've ever punished my team at all. Like, I'm just not that coach that's gonna be really mean to you. But all of my coaches growing up were really mean. Not really mean, but like they were strict. They were tough, and I appreciated that. And it's just funny because the coach I am is like nowhere near the coaches that I had growing up. But it's just funny, like me being in a coaching position, because I do really well at like building relationships and just making them fall in love with the sport. I don't like yelling. I don't like being mean. So it's always funny when I do have to punish them. My punishments are like literally nothing. So if you get me as a coach, yeah, it's just funny. But I will be having younger girls, which I love working with them, and I'm super excited. So anyway, that's my little life update with that. That's been something that's kind of been brewing, and finally it's locked in, and I'm so excited to get going with that. I also did see the Lilo and Stitch movie, and I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I was really worried about seeing the movie because I saw a lot of rumors that they changed the storyline and they made Lilo and Stitch split up. Well, that's what you get with rumors on the internet, because Lilo and Stitch did stay, well, this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it or if you don't really care, Lilo and Stitch did stay together, but they took Lilo and Nani, they separated them so that Nani could go off to college, and then Lilo and Stitch stayed together, which I don't like when live action changes the storyline. However, it did kind of make sense that her sister could go off to college and then Lilo could just be better taken care of. So I get it in a way. But family means Ohana, and Ohana means nobody gets left behind. You know what I'm saying? So it was a really cute movie. Stitch was so adorable. I wish he was a real life thing because he was so freaking cute. There were a lot of sad parts towards the end. So for me, like when I have a comfort movie, it has to be like no sad parts at all. Like Moana for me is one of my favorite comfort Disney movies because really the only sad part is like the almost drowning with like her and the pig, but it was fine. Lilo and Stitch was sad at the end, and especially with it being live action, it just like, I closed my eyes for a lot of it, and I think that if I were to watch it again, I definitely will watch the first like 3/4 of the movie and then just skip the last part of the movie because it was just too much sadness happening. Like, I did not appreciate it at all. It was just so much more intense than the cartoon, but great movie. It's really funny. I would definitely go see it again. I'll probably, watch it as a comfort movie, but just the beginning, because it was a really good movie, really funny. All the characters were amazing. And Lilo was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. And I've been watching her in interviews and she's so funny, but that was amazing. And then my last little life update, if you read the title, yes, I did in fact FaceTime with Khloe Kardashian. So it was so funny because in true dad fashion, he sent me a picture of this girl and was like, do you know who this is? Because there were cameras everywhere, and it's Nashville, and I feel like a lot of celebrities tend to go there. And I was like, no freaking way. Like, that's Khloe Kardashian. Not only that, like, she is my favorite Kardashian. Okay. Like, I feel like if I was a Kardashian, I lean more towards Khloe, and I love her so much. And so he was like, oh my gosh. And it was so funny because like I feel like dads just never know like anyone. So then I told him who it was, and then he was like FaceTime me, and so I FaceTimed him, and he was like sitting like so they had a table, like Khloe and her friend, and then they had like two big like cameras filming them, which I'm assuming was for Kardashians. And so he was sitting like literally just a few feet in front of them, and he just like had his phone up like facing her, and I was just kind of like creepily staring. And like also I had taken melatonin at this point. I was kind of like passed out, really tired. So looking back, I'm really mad at myself because I should have like either screen recorded or like just maybe said hi or waved to her, because they were staring at me, and I was just like looking like a freak, like, because it was also like intimidating, right? Like I'm facing Khloe Kardashian, and they're looking at me, and it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? So I was just kind of sitting there in awe. But yeah, looking back, I should have like maybe said hi and not looked like a complete freak. But thank you to my father for that, because that was so cool. And I've never really met celebrities. There's not many celebrities that I love and would be like freaking out if I saw them, but Khloe Kardashian was like so crazy. And also like, what's she doing out on a Monday night with her friends? Like, I hope that it's in the show. That'd be so funny. And then they have like me just sitting there on a phone screen staring at them. But yeah, that was my little crazy moment of the week, getting to FaceTime her and see what she was doing. So I think that's everything I had to catch you guys up on. It's been a crazy summer so far. I'm just so excited. And the fact that we're halfway through the year, it's so crazy to me. And the fact that also we've been in Georgia, I think like maybe 2 months, not even. It feels like I've been here for so long. It just feels so crazy. Like so much has happened. But anyway, I think that's everything. So let's just go ahead and jump into all the fun stories that we have to gossip about this week. Okay, so for our literally what moment of the week, already mumbling, I act like I don't do this every single week. This is something so crazy. I thought it was a prank, and it's totally legit and actually did happen, and I am disgusted by this, but I have to talk about it with you guys because I'm sure you saw it. And it is that Sydney Sweeney was selling soap with her bathwater. So actress Sydney Sweeney partnered with the men's grooming brand Dr. Squatch to release a limited edition soap called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss. And each bar of soap contained a small amount of her actual bathwater. So she posted this video, you know, being like calling, you know, the boys so dirty, and then she was sitting in a bath, and like originally I just thought it was kind of like marketing, like Sydney Sweeney's bathwater, oh my gosh, whatever. But no, they literally took capsules of her bathwater, and they all quickly sold out. So they had 5,000 limited edition soap bars, and she was asked, you know, how this idea came about and, you know, what she thought of it. And she actually pitched this idea, and she's received so much backlash, as you can imagine, but she is openly supporting this. She is very proud of it and defending like this whole concept. I think this is totally disgusting. And the fact that they sold out, like, and you just know it's all like creepy men. It's just like the world, like I just hear more stories of this world and what people do. And it's just like, it has me saying literally what, like that's all I can really have to say about that. So they sold out really quickly, and now they are being resold on eBay for hundreds of dollars, of course. And I don't understand. She basically was just saying, you know, she wants men to focus more on self-care, and this is a way for men to clean themselves better. And I'm like, so in order for a man to use a bar of soap to clean his body, it has to have some woman's bathwater in it? Like, shut up, Sydney. Like, you know, it goes hand in hand with her character on Euphoria. Cassie is insane, and clearly Sydney Sweeney is insane as well. So obviously got a lot of backlash, but she is fully supporting it, and clearly it worked because they all sold out very, very, very quickly. Yeah, I think this is disgusting, and shame on whoever bought that product, honestly. Okay, let's hop into our viral vortex. We had some really exciting news, especially for Hailey Bieber, because she was bought by Elf. Not her. Oh my gosh, Taylor May. Hailey Bieber was not bought by Elf. Hailey Bieber's company RHODE was bought by Elf for $1 billion. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I crack myself up. Like, I know some people like don't like being alone. I love being by myself because I genuinely like, I'm just like, sometimes I'll say things and I'm like, what are you even like? I just have to laugh at myself sometimes because I don't know. It's just funny. Anyway. So her beauty brand RHODE, it was acquired by Elf, a $1 billion deal. And it sparked a lot of, debate because as we know, Elf is a very affordable brand for makeup. I have a lot of Elf products and it's just a really great brand, especially for drugstore. And it's very hard to find drugstore products that also work really well and that also don't break you out. I will say the Charlotte Tilbury Halo Glow, Elf has a knockoff. I think it's also called Halo Glow. That product broke me out. But other than that, I love Elf's primers. I love their brow pencils. Like, that's my go-to holy grail of products when it comes to that. So drugstore is good if you can find products that work for you. And I think Elf's pretty much one of the only drugstore companies that I really do trust and love and support. So it was kind of, a question of, does this mean that Elf's going to raise their prices? Because as we know, RHODE prices are really, really a little bit pricier compared to drugstore. And as of May, when it was sold, Elf has raised all of their products by $1. So it has gone up, but also if we look at other brands, I mean, it's still the most affordable compared to all the other brands. So the $1 billion is broken down into $800 million in cash and stock, and then a potential extra $200 million based on RHODE's future growth. And Hailey Bieber is going to remain involved as the chief creative officer and head of innovation, also a strategic advisor. I love this, and I think this is also any entrepreneur's dream, is to be able to get a brand or a product to a point where it's bought by a company that's so huge, and then you not only grew this, product from the start, but then you can hand it off to people who can take care of a lot more for you. And then you can kind of still continue to help out, but your work is done. You're making all the money. Like, that is the dream. So I am so happy for her. And RHODE is a very successful brand, as we know. And so Elf, what is their next move? What do they think they're going to try to do with this? And I think that they're just going to continue to expand and attract, people who do tend to go for the more higher up products. And if they see that, oh, well, RHODE's, a part of this, and maybe they'll lean more into skincare. Elf is a huge brand, and I think that they can do a lot, and people will continue to follow and love them and support them. So I think this was a really good move, and I just hope that the prices don't go up too crazy, but very excited for her. And then our next is another big moment for the women of the world today. Taylor Swift now owns all of her music, and as we know, she was recording and re-releasing all of her albums because she didn't own them, and she released 4, I believe, of her re-records, and then she finally just came out and said that she bought all of them. I think it was like $360 million, which is a lot, but also I feel like her tour allowed her to be like, I want all my music back. And I think it's exciting for her too, because she's so different in that she writes pretty much all of her songs, and I think it's important for her to own all of them. And so now that she owns everything, I think is so amazing. And now everyone can listen to any of her old versions. I know for me, like, Speak Now is my favorite album. I love older Taylor Swift. And so when she re-released Speak Now, it's not the same. It's not the same because her voice has changed and she changed some lyrics. And so I'm excited that people can now listen to whatever they want from her. And obviously everyone was waiting for her to release Reputation and Debut. Those are the last ones for her to release. She said that she has re-recorded Debut, but she didn't even get, anywhere really with Reputation and re-recording that. And a lot of people were upset with that because the thing about like Taylor Swift fans, they have the craziest theories. A lot of people thought that Reputation had all of these vault tracks that were actually another album called Karma that she had that has to do with the color orange. And it's hard for me to follow some of the theories because there's so many out there. But I think people are more upset that they aren't getting the vault tracks of Reputation, which I think she'll definitely release them at some point. But I think it's exciting for her that now she doesn't have to re-record anything and everything is hers. And yeah, just exciting. So I thought it was funny though, because all I remember is, especially when she was on tour, everyone was just waiting for her to release Taylor's version of Reputation. And then when she announced on Instagram that she owned all of her music, everyone was kind of like, oh, guess she's not releasing Reputation. But yeah, 360 million to buy back your own music is just so crazy. It's crazy how like the music industry and just all of that is. So anyway, all right, let's get into our stop scrolling moments. The first and biggest one for me was that the Chrisleys have been pardoned. They are out of prison. They have all reunited, and I'm just so happy for them. I grew up watching Chrisley Knows Best, and you know, I'm so glad they all get to be together again. And I know that Savannah, like, she has just been working so hard to get them out and to fight for them. And I think for Todd and Julie, like, how lucky of them to have a daughter who has been fighting nonstop. And because of her fighting, now they were pardoned. And I remember there's one episode of Chrisley Knows Best where Todd is doing a lie detector test, and Savannah asked if she was the favorite daughter, and he was like, no. And it was like, you saw the truth. And so now everyone online is like, yeah, she's definitely the favorite daughter now. That's for sure. And they probably will just, I don't even know how you think that. I mean, that's so amazing. But also the question, obviously we talked about the last episode that they're coming out with another Chrisley TV show. And I mentioned, like, I wonder if they greenlit this because they know that Todd and Julie are going to be pardoned, and then they got pardoned. And so now they apparently are going to be returning to reality TV following their release from prison. So they apparently picked up cameras for this new show coming out on Lifetime and got back up to recording. So it will be released later this year in 2025. And I'm so excited to see them back on my screen. And my whole like For You page has just been like Chrisley Knows Best clips. And then Todd did an interview, and he was in just a few other clips, and he was trying not to be seen, but he still like has a sense of humor. And I also was just thinking about like how emotional it was, because like Todd and Julie hadn't seen each other in years, and so to have them like reunite, I can't imagine like how emotional that was. I mean, we probably won't even be able to comprehend anything like that, but so happy for them. Can't wait to see them back on my TV screen. Okay, speaking of TV screens, you guys know one of my favorite reality shows to watch is Summer House, and the last season just had their reunion, and we have 2 cast members from this previous season who have announced that they will be leaving the show. Now, the first one and biggest one is Paige DeSorbo. Obviously, she's been a part of Summer House for years. She is probably one of the most followed, most famous, most successful of the cast, and she announced that she will be leaving Summer House. So she put out a little statement, and it was interesting because she didn't mention anything on the reunion that I saw. I watched the Summer House reunion and she didn't say anything. But she said, I've made the decision to not return to Summer House. Being a part of the show has been one of the most rewarding chapters of my life. You've seen me grow over these last 7 summers. I'll always be beyond grateful for the memories, the community. But it's now time for this chapter to close. And I mean, Paige has been, she's so successful. She has her podcast with Hannah Berner. She has been going on tour for it. She's just been so incredibly successful. And I think that also, like, her on Summer House, you know, she's not going out and partying. She's not like necessarily dating because she was with Craig and obviously they broke up. But I think it's time for her to move on. And I think she just grew out of it, honestly. And then we have our second person who was leaving, Lexi Wood. She was only on 1 season, and it wasn't a great season for her because she got together with Jesse Solomon. That whole thing blew up, and she never really got close with the girls, and it didn't end well for her. And so she posted on Instagram, well, that wasn't the summer I signed up for, but it definitely taught me a lot. I stood up for women and for what's right. I'm leaving Summer House with no regrets. Well, maybe one, indicating Jesse. I'm proud of the way I handled myself, proud of what I walked away from, and even prouder for what I'm walking toward. Big things are coming. Now, I don't know if she chose not to come back or if she was not asked to come back. Because again, there are, you know, people who have been in the Summer House for years, and I feel like if they didn't really click with her and they don't really want her back, I feel like maybe production was like, maybe this isn't going to be the best. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because also Lindsay Hubbard, who has been there since the beginning, she just had her baby Gemma, And she said that she might not be there for every weekend. We have Kyle and Amanda who are, you know, they're married, they're older, and it's going to be interesting to see what Summer House does with this. I know a lot of people wanted like a spinoff with like the New York City girls, maybe Lindsay joining the Real Housewives of New York City. I would love a spinoff show with like Paige and Lindsay and all of the girls. I don't want it to be just like we'll never see them again. And Lindsay Hubbard has been my favorite from the beginning. I know she got a lot of hate. She got a lot of criticism. You either love her or hate her. And she's been one of my favorite people. And so I don't want her to leave my screen because I am so obsessed with her. And we'll see if she does something else on Bravo. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right. So now let's get into our screen time. We have a lot of just like TV show news. It's kind of exciting. And it's that time. Also, Dancing with the Stars, we don't have any more cast updates, which is shocking to me because I really want to know who else is joining. We need to hurry it up. I want to know who else is coming. But anyway, okay. So our first story is the Survivor season 50 cast has been revealed. And let me just say, I was kind of in shock because it's giving like new era, old era, because basically, there's 12 people from like the new era, seasons like 40, 41 to 49, because apparently there's going to be 2 people from season 49 on season 50, which we haven't even seen that season yet, which is crazy to me. There's 2 winners from the new era that are going to be on the show. Kyle, who just won last season, is going to be on season 50, which is wild to me. And then there's 12 from the earlier seasons. Apparently there's no one from seasons 21 to 31. So it's crazy to me that they're bringing so many from the new era, and also like people who were just on the show, people who were on a show that hasn't even aired yet. I don't know why they did that. And people were saying like, well, maybe people who they wanted to come on said no to it. And that is not the case. There were so many people from earlier seasons who were fan favorites who were on the back burner and not chosen, and had new era people from previous, very recent seasons to be on the show. So it's very weird casting. And again, people who were on those earlier seasons were cut for newer. And, you know, I think that what they should have done is done season 50 and actually listened to the fans and put on people who everyone wanted to see, made it more spread out. And then season 51, okay, do a new era versus old era. It's very weird that they're not making the big 50 what they said it would be. It's very interesting, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was just kind of in shock that, you know, who they casted. Very odd. All right, our next story is Phineas and Ferb, the premiere. The cast of Phineas and Ferb all got together to perform live before their June 5th premiere. And if you have not seen these clips, they all sound so amazing. They sound just like the TV show. So we had Bowling for Soup and Linda Linda's perform the theme song. Dr. Doofenshmirtz performed his song. They did Gitchy Gitchy Goo, Perry the Platypus theme song. They sang that as well. Ashley Tisdale sang Squirrels in My Pants, which was so funny. And then Ashley and Olivia Olsen sang their song Busted together. It just looked so much fun. I think this was definitely very much for the adults. Obviously, I grew up watching Phineas and Ferb, and now to be able to be like 25 and now I'm watching a revival premiere of Phineas and Ferb. I have not watched it yet. There is like so much TV on my content plate, you guys. I'm like, I have no time to like watch all the stuff that I want to watch. I want to watch Phineas and Ferb. Ginny and Georgia just came out. I still haven't watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I want to recap that with you guys. What else is on my plate? There's just like so much TV right now, and it's stressing me out. Paradise. Did I mention that? I'm almost done with Paradise. That's an amazing show. But man, when I have TV to watch, I have TV to watch, and it is just too much. But Ashley Tisdale looked amazing, and she was surprised by some of her other castmates from like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and it just looks so much fun. Phineas and Ferb is such a good show. It's so underrated, I feel like. Maybe it's not, but I feel like no one really talks about it, and it's like just such a good show. I love it. All right, so now let's get into some Harry Potter news. Obviously, HBO is coming out with their TV show of Harry Potter, and they casted everyone except for Hermione, Ron, and Harry, but we now have the cast for Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and you guys, they're so cute, and they look just like them, and I'm just so happy. So Dominic McLaughlin will be Harry Potter. Is it Arabella or Arabella? That's honestly a really pretty name. She'll be Hermione. And then Alistair Stout will be Ron Weasley. And he's a redhead. Thank goodness. Thank you, casting directors, for keeping him a ginger. So these are all newcomers, and it was following an open casting call that saw over 30,000 auditions. So crazy. I have high hopes for these kids. They are so adorable. I'm so excited. And they will begin production for the show this summer. And speaking of Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, he also has some big news. Well, not Draco Malfoy, but the character who played Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton, he's going to be reprising his role of Draco on Broadway. So he announced on today that he will be returning as the beloved villain of the Harry Potter series in Broadway's production Harry Potter and the Cursed Child for 19 weeks starting in November. I've actually seen the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in New York City. You guys, it's such a long play. It's not for the weak. It was a lot. It's a good show, but my goodness, it's a very long musical and not as good as the movie, but he will be reprising his role. So I might have to be going up. Honestly, wait, if it's starting in November, I'm trying to see, wait, that'll go through December. Okay, well, actually, I might have to go back and see it. I'm making a note. Tom Felton, Broadway. Yeah, okay. So I might actually be going to watch it again just for Tom Felton. I had the biggest crush on Draco Malfoy growing up. Like, he was probably one of my first like childhood crushes. So I've just always been obsessed with him and Tom Felton. So I feel like I just have to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, very exciting HBO news. I'm so, I think, ready for the TV show to come out. I think. Maybe. All right, so let's get into our next, which is Love Island recap. So we are through the first week of Love Island season 7, and we're going to talk about it. Obviously, tonight is After Sun, which like isn't as important to watch. And tomorrow, Sunday, we have the next recoupling. Let me try to get everyone in front of my face so that I can talk about each one. I want to talk about like my thoughts about all of them. And again, we're only in the first week. What I will say is this first week, I've been so bored, and it's hard for me to kind of pick and pair people together. I feel like the editing hasn't been as good, and I also feel like I can't really hear people's conversations sometimes. Like, they're just kind of talking very weird. But let's go through everyone. First of all, we have Yulissa, further known as Yucklissa online. So I kept seeing all of these things come out before the show aired, that a podcast clip came out and she was saying not a nice word that she should not be saying on air. And it came out, and then in one of the episodes, we see her going to bed in the villa, and then it's the next morning, and all of a sudden the narrator, he just goes, Yulissa has left the villa. I didn't even catch it until my friends, I was like, oh, I think that she left, and they were like, yeah, Taylor, he literally said it, but it was just so quick, and they just like didn't even say anything else about it. None of the cast said anything about it. She was just out of there. And I was like, I wonder if the producers are literally like waking her up in the middle of the night. Like, you got to go, girlfriend. You're out of here. Like, I want to see footage of that. But she's out of the villa. And she was honestly so freaking annoying anyway. Like, I'm so glad she's out. Okay, let's do the guys first. Charlie. I like Charlie. I don't think he's the girls type necessarily who are in the villa. It's always interesting to me when they bring in someone who's not like American and who like has an accent. They always do that. And then like for UK, they'll bring in like an American. And I'm always like, I don't know. I feel like it's a hit or miss. Like Miguel, obviously, like with Leah, that worked out great. But yeah, poor Charlie. He just like can't. Poor guy. He did, though, get with Hannah, the new bombshell. So anyway, Charlie did come in as a bombshell. And we'll see if he stays or what's going to go on with him. Taylor, I feel like I have to like him because he has my name, but he honestly is like kind of not annoying, but I never understand what he's saying. And I don't know like what he's feeling. I feel like I need one more week to kind of see who's feeling who and who I want coupled up together. Because right now I literally am just like so confused with everyone. Ace, you guys. So when I first saw Ace, I was like, he looks so familiar. Like I have to know him from somewhere. And he actually is the guy who on TikTok, he teaches like these people from other countries how to dance on TikTok live, and I was on like a run. I was watching him like every single night. He's so funny, and the fact that like now he's on Love Island, like he's honestly probably my top just because I watch so much of him on these lives, like teaching these other people how to dance. He's so funny. I think though he is so obsessed with Huda. I think that's why he was kind of picking fights with Jeremiah. And apparently my friend also sent me a TikTok that he apparently knew Huda from like her content on social media and knew that like she had a kid, but he didn't say anything. And I think he also told Jeremiah, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, so I think he really has his eyes set on Huda. We'll get to her in a little bit, but Ace, yeah, I love him just because of how I knew him from before. Nick's going to cause a lot of drama. He's going to be a problem. He's obviously in between Sierra and Bella, which, whatever. There's got to be one of them. I think he's going to maybe pick one of them, and then he's going to drop him for someone from Casa, or if a bombshell comes in. He's definitely not staying loyal. He's definitely not going to be with one girl till the end. He's just going to be there for the drama, which, honestly, we need some kind of drama because it's honestly getting kind of boring. And then we have Jeremiah. Weird vibes. He definitely is there to win, and he's not there for the right reasons because two things. First of all, I saw a TikTok of him. He was smiling, and then the girl walked right away and his face drops. It was so freaky, so weird. Like, you guys, I'll try to find the video, but you try to find the video for you guys as well on TikTok. Like, he's smiling and then the person walks away and he just like drops his face. So freaky. And then at last night's episode, he literally was telling Huda, like, well, once we, if we win the thing, and he mentioned winning. Red flag. He's definitely trying to stick with her so that he can win. I don't like it at all. He's giving me weird vibes. And apparently there was also rumors of him. He has cheated before. It's been all online. So I just don't like him. He's good looking. He looks like Jason Derulo, but like, he's definitely there to win. He's not there for the right reasons. And he is a major red flag. And then Austin, listen, I think he just like, he's not all there. But when his answers came out for like, he sent 1,000 sex and his body count and all this stuff, I was like, oh, so okay, you're crazy. He's like kind of funny, like he'll make me laugh, but I think he'll be one of the first guys to go home, I think, personally. Okay, so now let's get into our girlies. We have Shelly. She is so funny. I like her personality. Her and Ace kind of have a little thing going on. She needs to just leave Austin because she's not feeling him at all. It's so funny. But I can see her and Ace together. I can also see her with a bombshell, maybe. Alandria. So when that whole thing happened at the recoupling where Huda was making a comment and then Alandria got mad, I was like, oh, I don't like her. Like, Alandria is like causing drama. But then they all like kind of talked it out and it was a big misunderstanding. And I was like, okay, you're back on top for me. Love you, girl. If I'm being so for real, I cannot remember. Who did she couple up with? Was it Taylor? You guys, this is so bad. I'm telling you, like, I literally can't, like, it's so confusing to me. Like, I don't know what the heck they're doing. Like, besides, like, Huda and Jeremiah, I don't even know who's really coupled up anymore. Because, like, it's been so boring. Like, I can't follow. But, yeah, I love her so much. Bella, I at first was like, I feel like she's not on the right show. But then after the challenge, she really let her spicy side out. And that's when Nick, you could tell, was like, oh, okay, so she'll kiss me now. And then that's what I think kind of happened. But obsessed with her. I love her. But the way she talks sometimes pisses me off. I'm like, girl, I can't understand what you're saying. They're all very like TikTok Gen Z coded, which is really funny. I kind of want a bombshell to come in and sweep her off her feet. I need her to stay away from Nick. He is going to be a problem. And then we have Sierra, who was the first bombshell who came in with Charlie. I like her. I think that she would definitely not be a girl's girl and just kind of steal a man like she kind of did with Bella and Nick. But I like her and Nick together. I think they both work well together. I feel like if she went to Casa and found a guy, she would go with him. And then if Nick found a girl at Casa, so she's not like my top, but like she's fine. Whatever. I think that she should just stay with Nick and Bella needs to find someone else because I don't like him having both of them. Like, he's not worth it. He's just a boy. Okay. Like, chill out. And then we had the two new bombshells who came in, Hannah and Amaya. Hannah's super cute. I think that she definitely likes Charlie a lot and is feeling him. Amaya, I thought when she picked Jeremiah for fourth base, I was like, oh, okay, so she's in here for what she wants. Oh, I didn't talk about Huda. Oops. I liked her at first. I thought she was, she's a baddie, obviously. She's the one with the kid. I didn't like how she didn't tell him at first. And also, like, that's a big thing to drop on a guy who's in, like, a Love Island dating show that you have a child. So like, I didn't think his reaction was too much, because like that is a lot to handle, especially after you've been coupled up and said that, like, your mom and dad, like, you should have told him maybe before. I don't know. But she's just kind of really being annoying now. She's very possessive of Jeremiah. Like, when Jeremiah was on fourth base with the other girl, like, it's a game. Like, the challenge is like everyone is with she's being too much. I would not be surprised if like people just voted her off because they're just like fed up. Like, it's hard when you have people who like aren't understanding the show that they're on and they're not acting like they're on the show. So I don't know. She's really, really annoying. Honestly, I would love it if she went with like Ace and then like Jeremiah got with like the new bombshell Amaya or something like that. Like, I'm not like obsessed with anyone at all. I'm not obsessed with any couple. So I need something to happen because I'm not really obsessed and loving anyone. And it'll be interesting to see just like how the season continues to progress, because yeah, I don't know. It's not as good as last season. This first week has just been boring. At least like when the challenges are happening, that's fun. We'll see what happens with the recoupling. That'll be interesting to see, because Ace is single, Charlie's single. I think Nick will still pick Sierra. I don't know who Austin will pick. Yeah, we'll see. And also I think that maybe someone will go home. I think that honestly Austin might go home. I don't know. But yeah, so far just learning everyone. I just need some more to happen so that I can, start becoming more obsessed. But yes, that was our last little story for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We're halfway through the year. That is so crazy. I think now we're over halfway. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But thank you guys again for tuning in. If you're not following the Instagram, go ahead and follow the Instagram. Also go follow the TikTok. And then if you're listening, go ahead and give it 5-star reviews. And then if you want to watch and see my cute pink background, I also post all of my episodes onto YouTube. So you can go subscribe to that. And again, I have all of my links under everything. And my link tree has other links that you can follow. So you can find me pretty much anywhere. If you need to find anything, it's there. So I think that's everything. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend, that you go out and get some sun, go to a baseball game, go to a farmer's market, go do something summery, go lay out by the pool. I've been finally getting back into my reading because I really, really, really want to read Fourth Wing, but I have to finish my current series. I'm trying to finish Crescent City, which is my final series of the Sarah J. Maas books before I'm finally done and caught up. And I'm not obsessed with it, but I'm pushing through. So that's what I'll probably be doing the rest of the weekend. And thanks for not buying Sweeney's bathwater, because that's literally disgusting. I can't with that. Like, literally when I saw that, you guys, I was in shock. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you heard something that had you say literally what, and I will see you back here next week. Love you guys. Bye.